Well, it says I'm live, so hello. Um, so today is day 5 of my 5-day challenge. So today's the last day that I'll be doing one of these live streams in the challenge. Okay, I'm sure I'll do other live streams. As you can see, my hair is kind of a mess today, but I left it that way because I wanted to show you this tool. Okay, now this tool, I have a bigger one, which gets it a little bit straighter. But because I'm letting my natural wave kind of do its thing a little bit, I don't want it to be too straight, but I don't right now. See here, this part is going back nicely, but this part is coming forward and doing a weird thing. So, I just want to fix it up with some heat. So I'm going to get this heating up. I'm going to speak up because it's kind of loud. Once it's heated up, I'm going to show you my easy way to do this. My hair is dry right now. Don't have to wet it. Don't have to start all over. I just have to finish it with this thing. Last night when I went to bed, I used my scrunchie. I dumped my head upside down and I wore my hair in a ponytail on top of my head. Okay. And that's why it's a little bit funky in the morning. Because, however, I sleep with a silk pillowcase, which is something that I recommend for people. I do not, because I color my hair and I don't wash it every single day. All right. I did just wash it yesterday because I got it colored. And oh, excuse me. When this is getting nice and warm. I like to wash it every 2 to 3 days when I wear it curly, especially. When I wear it straight, usually every 2 days when it's straighter. Because it tends to flatten out on me, and I'm a girl of the 1980s. I don't like flat hair. I like it straight with body. So that's me though. Everybody's a little bit different with that. I also want to cover what we've gone through in this challenge so far. I'm going to go back in my notes here. So day 1 was about the magic of finding that stylist. Now, I don't know how many of you out there are currently suffering with not being able to find a hairstylist. I have heard from several people that they feel that this is something that is needed. Something like what I'm offering is something that a lot of people need to know about. It's finding a hairstylist that they can trust and that they can go to on a regular basis instead of bouncing around from person to person and never knowing what they're going to get. So day 1 was about like what is so magical about it. I shared some stories about that. Let me see here. Sorry, day 2 was about hair structure. So when we are going to see a hairstylist and you're going to hopefully get a proper consultation with that hairstylist. People who don't give proper consultations, I find it extremely irritating because I have been trained to give a proper consultation to every new person that sits in my chair. And once I've done that person's hair a few times, like let's say they've come back 2 or 3 times, reconsult with them. So just make sure everything's working out. Like if I'm coloring their hair, I every second or third time I'll be like, is there anything you wanted to change about your hair color? Everything working out okay? Some people are very habitual in their color and they find a color and they stick with it all the time. Some people like to experiment. Like me, I experiment with my colors a little bit. Usually I'm staying with the blonde and the red though, but sometimes different types of blonde and red. So we learned about hair structure and about the bonds within the hair and how the hair grows, and all that kind of fun of one page too far, day 3 was about communicating with grace with the hairstylist. So I have walked away from hairstylists. I have sat in a chair, really liked the girl, but didn't feel confident in them doing my hair. So switched services and had them just give me a shampoo and a blowout type of thing. And I did have a few not so great circumstances, but I got through them. And these are tools that I would like to teach to you so that when you go to a stylist, you don't feel. I've heard from a lot of people that they feel intimidated when they sit in a new chair, a new salon chair. They don't know what to say, don't know how to say it. And sometimes, in my experience with hunting for a hairstylist, they some of these stylists don't know how to ask you the questions either. So you need to know ahead of time what kind of things you want to address with your hair. And that's sometimes you don't need those questions, but a lot of times you do, unfortunately. So communicating with grace was day 3. Day 4 ended up being a little bit short because I was hoping on day 4 to have somebody to do a consultation with live in front of everybody, because I want you guys to know what to expect. So that will be part of what I include in my course that I'm offering. And also day 4 was about how to look for that hairstylist to interview them. Takes a little bit of time sometimes, depending on where you're living and what you're looking for, but there are certain steps to that. So now we're on day 5. Okay. Usually by this time, let me see here, I may have had a little more interaction with others. This is my first challenge. So I have been talking about it for a while. However, I haven't had any active participants so far. I am looking for active participants so that I can do some live interviews, consultations, that kind of stuff. So as you can see, I'm just taking this and I'm flipping it back. With my hair, everybody's hair is different, right? With my hair, when I want it to do like that, I don't know how many of you have heard of this curtain bang thing. I really love the curtain bang. Back in the day, we called it the Farrah Fawcett look. So right now I'm applying heat, okay? I want it to be in there, not, it won't, how do I say this? It's not like a curling iron, okay? It's still got the heat on there, but there's nothing clamping it down. So it's not creating a super strong curl. But when I do my bang and I want it to do the curtain bang thing, I need to curl it back. Some people, when they do the curtain bang thing, they need to curl it forward. And you have to experiment with your hair. I mean, I've experimented on other people, and some people go forward and then you bring your brush forward and flip it back, and it works beautifully. My hair does all sorts of weird stuff when I do that. So right now, oops, okay, I'm going to let that sit there and cool off before I run my fingers through it. And when you're playing with a natural wave or a natural curl, you never, not never, but when you're wearing it with that natural wave or natural curl, you do not want to run your fingers fully through your hair. Okay. That's just the way curl is. Curl does its own thing. I do have hairspray. Okay, hold on. Woo! Almost fell down. That would have been bad. Would have broken my ankle again. That would suck. Okay, so I'm just put a little bit of hairspray on there because that piece wants to flip this way. So I'm just telling it where to go with some hairspray. Hairspray is a magical ingredient. I love aerosol. The reason I love aerosol is because it dries faster. Pump hairspray, it takes longer to dry once you put it on your hair, and it works really, really well if you have natural curl and you want your curls to stay where they are. If you put that in your hair when it's not wet, you don't want it in there when it's wet, but when it's damp and still the curls are sitting good, just do a light spray with that, not aerosol, the pump hairspray, and let it sit. And if it gets crunchy, then you scrunch it till the crunch goes away. It's, little tips and tricks that I like to add. So I wanted to talk to you all today about the course that I am going to be creating. Eventually, it's not just going to be about hair, okay? That's where I'm starting, because maybe it's because I'm a hairstylist, but I don't think it is because I'm a hairstylist. I find, as being a woman, that if my hair looks good, I feel great. I also look after my skin, but as you can see, I don't wear a lot of makeup. In all honesty, I know when I wear makeup that I'm going to have to wash my face before I go to bed, and I hate that stuff. Don't tell anybody. It's our little secret here. But that's just, I don't know. That's just part of who I am. I love beauty. I love the industry. I've always been fascinated with it all. I love all the products that are available. I'm very aware of the chemicals in some of these products, though, and I don't like that end of things. I'm also very aware of all the additives in the foods we're eating, and all that kind of stuff kind of freaks me out. So I try to stay away from things that might be bad, okay? So I have been gathering my resources. I have this huge document here about knowing what's in your shampoo and in your, it's a lot. And that's just one of the many things that I've looked into and investigated and wanted to figure out. So here is the outline that I've come up with for my course. And right now I'm looking for beta testers. So I want people to come with me along this journey and help me create and build out this course. That's what I'm asking of you right now out there in the world of my people. All right. If you are interested in being part of my beta group, depending on where the beta group is in that process, there may be a minimal cost, like maybe $7, and you are going to get access to the entire course. And I've got this build out. It's crazy what I want to offer, but it's also a bunch of knowledge from within this brain that I want to help people to understand about themselves and help them to feel beautiful, help them to feel better about themselves. I mean, a lot of companies and whatnot that I see out there think it's all about their products making women feel better, their products making women feel beautiful, their products doing a better job at all this stuff, getting Botox making them feel better, like all these outside things. And although some of those things do help, I feel like the most important thing is understanding about yourself, understanding about your hair, understanding about your skin. And once you have those understandings, then you can make better decisions about what you use on your hair and on your skin. And that will help you to feel better about yourself. That's just the way I look at it. Okay. So, right now, the first part, level 1 of my course, is going to be about hair. All right. So, in the course, sorry, I'm reading my notes here. In the course, you're going to be, the first level is, well, level 1 of the course is all of this outline. My outline, the first step of the level is learning about you and your hair. So it's not just learning about the structure of your hair, which I went over a little bit on day 2, I believe, and day 1, I did a little bit of the challenge. It's learning those things about your hair so you know how to work with your hair. It's also learning about your face shape and knowing what kind of hairstyles will suit you and won't suit you. Okay. It's about your lifestyle. How much time do you have to dedicate to your hair? I don't like I don't like spending a lot of time on my hair, can you tell? Huh? So yeah, this is cooled off enough. I can do my little curtain bang. There we go. It I have figured out shortcuts for my hair. And for the most part, I love how my hair looks. I do. I love this little blonde patch that I have. I've always been a redhead, so I'm going to stay a redhead because I'm a little bit crazy that way. And you saw what I did to make it do this. And now I'm going to do a little bit of this just to fix it there. Get hairspray all over my glasses, but oh well, I'll wash them later. Anyways, so the first level 1 and the first part of level 1 is learning about you and your hair. All right. That's going to involve there's going to be education about your hair. I'm going to have like this beautiful workbook that I've been working on. I'm so proud of it. I'm sorry, I'm proud of my workbook. And that is something that I want. So I am a homeschooling mom. My son has graduated from high school, and we used a method called classical conversations. And through that, I have learned, like, seriously, the best method for teaching and for learning. And it is about, so first you do the memory work. You remember what the terms are. However, write it down. Um, you just need to memorize those terms and what they mean a little bit. You don't dive all the way into it. But the next level after that, once you've got all these terms memorized, like the cuticle, the medulla, the cortex, not that you need to know all those things, that's stuff that I need to know, but some of it you do. You need to know about your hydrogen bonds and um, how to manipulate them and that kind of stuff. Sorry, I digress again. But once you've learned all your basic terminology, then you can dive into exactly what that means. Then you can dive into ways that you can use that information to change how you deal with your hair. Okay. So then my second part is going to be interviewing a hairstylist. So there's going to be questions to ask, what to expect from a stylist. That's probably when I'm going to choose a few people to do a online consultation with them. So that will give you guys an idea of what a consultation should be. All right. And it will also help me to help you make sure that you understand about your own hair. So yeah, there's that. Then the next level or next step is going to be how to walk away gracefully. Now, this is hard for a lot of us. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We schedule an appointment for a haircut, we show up, and right away we're like, uh-oh, I don't feel right about this person. How do you get out of it? These are the things that I want to give you some tools to use, some ideas in order to get out of them. I've used a few myself in the past. Okay, so the next one is going to be resources to have when you are seeing a stylist. So a few of them are having pictures to show them, a list of the products you're using on your hair and how you're using them. Those kind of things. Like there's a few others, knowing your hair and these kind of things you should have with you. And nowadays, you can just have most of that on your phone and in a little file on your phone that you can go right to it and just say, hey, here are the products that I'm using. I use them because I love how my hair feels when I use this shampoo. My hair doesn't get tangled up, blah, 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 like whatever it is. This lotion or gel I use when my hair is damp, wet. I scrunch it in the shower right after I finish, like whatever you're doing with it, because the more you can share with them what you're doing and why you're doing it, the better they're going to understand why you might be having some issues with your hair or different ways that they can recommend you to do stuff with your hair, that kind of stuff. So then, the next one is having a budget for your hair. Now, I know talking about money's annoying, but it's reality. And I deal with reality. My husband and I did Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace. I've done it like 4 or 5 times now. I should probably go get a refresher course, but in doing that, I have figured out that I am a free spirit with money, which is not, I don't think it's the best thing to be. But I also don't want to be the nerd. That's my husband. And thank the Lord, we're both different because although he's not very good at it all the time, he tries to hold me accountable sometimes because I can just go wild at times, especially when it comes to my business expenses. I'm sorry, honey. So yeah, we're going to discuss how to budget for your hair. So you're going to need to figure out what services it is that you want to be getting on a regular basis from a hairstylist, how often you want to get these services done, and I can give you an outline of how often that could be. And there are some services that you need to go to a salon for, really. I believe anything to do with changing your texture should probably be done in a salon because that is going into the hair. And really changing that internal structure a lot of times. And with relaxers scare the living daylights out of me, guys. They really do. The Brazilian blowout is a little bit different, but it still is involving formaldehyde, like strong chemicals. Um, and it's not super easy. All right. So let me see here. Where to find a stylist? Oh yeah, that was the budget one. So where to find a stylist to interview. Now this is when we're going to get into doing some um, video training and stuff, and I'm going to show you on my computer. We'll pick a zip code and I'll go search it, and I'm going to show you how to find a hairstylist to check out. You're going to want to look at, you've set your budget, all right? So you know that, okay, I want to get a haircut and I can spend $60 including tip. Okay, that's probably middle of the road range right now. All right, haircuts, everything's gone up in this world right now, and if you want to talk more high end, you're talking probably $150 with tip for a haircut. Like, whew. And if you're talking low end, you're talking like probably around 30. And that's our reality. You can look around. I recommend looking at the zip code you want to be in and doing Google searches like, what is the average price of a haircut in this zip code? What, like those kind of things to determine where to look. All right. And then once you've done that, I know a lot of hairstylists disagree with me on this, and I really don't care. I think Groupon serves a purpose in our world. And Groupon, I recommend you find the top 5 hair salons that you want to try, or hairstylists. And once you've found them, then you're going to go see if they're on Groupon. Or there's a couple other, there's at least one other site, coupon site for services. But why not save money on your first trip? Why not? As long as I have experienced some people who will overuse Groupon and just keep buying it and buying it and buying it and keep coming back on Groupon. I disagree with that. I think that's rude. If you're getting a Groupon, it's supposed to be a one-off. You're supposed to be using it to test out people, not using it as a savings device all the time. That's how I feel about that. So that's going to be the phase 1 of my course, all right? And we're going to have group coachings on Zoom that will be recorded, live consultations on Zoom that will be recorded. All these things will be included for you to go back to and go over if you need to, especially if you get a live consultation yourself. You might be like, oh, what did you say about my hair about this? And you can go back and check that out. So level 2, and this is going to roll out in these phases, okay? Level 1 or phase 1 is going to be about hair. Level 2 or phase 2 is going to be, it's still dealing with hair, but it's more dealing with hair issues and hair products and ingredients and tips and tricks with dealing with different types of hair and different things about hair, that kind of stuff. Where did I write the other one? Oh yeah. Level 3 is going to be about skincare. Not just your face, but all of your skin. Your skin is your largest organ on your body. Huh? Isn't that amazing? And it needs to be cared for because it is the one that is presented to the elements. I don't know about you, but I'm like the whitest girl on the planet, nice sunburn and that kind of stuff. So I have to use all sorts of products on my skin for that. And that there's a lot of sunscreens that I hate because they make me feel sticky and gross and and there's only like 2 that I found that I really like, and they're both with direct sales companies. I don't know. I don't know. Um, so yeah, we'll discuss things like that. Uh, I have very dry skin, so I use Neutrogena body oil. As soon as I'm done in the shower, I like slather that stuff on and just let it absorb into my skin, and it feels so good. I love Neutrogena body oil for that. My girlfriend Tammy up in Canada was the one who introduced me to that. I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, very dry climate there, and that was when I first got introduced to Neutrogena body oil from my girlfriend Tammy. Yeah, I know we have the same name, but we're different people. I worked with her at Regis back in the day, and I'm still using it. Like I have tried other oils, but Neutrogena body oil does not leave me feeling slimy. So yeah, I like it. It has me feeling moisturized. So anyways, so we're going to get into skincare in level 3, and that will include face care, of course, and facial masks and discussing ingredients and what we need to watch out for, all of those things. If you are more of a, I don't know what to say other than naturalist, in that you don't like all the chemicals and you want to stay away from chemicals and stuff, I'm going to be going right down that lane with you. If you don't care about the chemicals, then you don't care, right? There are some things like, okay, I'm going to reveal something here. So I turned 59 this year, and I I have pretty good skin. I don't have a lot of wrinkling, which is nice. I got my mother's genes in that, and that's fantastic. However, I noticed that my eyelids were like almost hiding my eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what can I do about this? Like I was always using good eye cream and just like, ah, it was like, I lost the elasticity up here. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. And my dentist put out an email about Botox. Hmm. So I thought, maybe I'll ask them if this is something that could help. Like, I didn't know much about Botox at that point. I know what Botox is. I mean, it's like putting poison in your skin. It's the truth. And so I went and saw the dentist, and he had gone through all this training and talked to me about the Botox and basically said that when he puts the shots up here, it helps, like, number one, it helps lift your eyebrows. However, it's not to lift your eyebrows, it's to lift up this skin here and help open up your eyes again. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I got Botox. I and I love it. I didn't think I would. And if I notice my eyes are closing up again, I'll be going back and getting more because I don't like it when eyes kind of disappear. I just don't. That's, this getting older thing is a royal pain in the butt, but it's better than being under the earth. So yeah. So yeah. So that was level 3. We're going to get into skincare. Now, level 4, like in skincare, I don't know if you guys have heard of like red light therapy and stuff like that. We're also going to talk about that in skincare. We're also going to talk about, what's it called? See, this is what happens to your brain as you get older. You forget things that you're going down. Epsom salts. That gets you magnesium. And I take an oral supplement for magnesium because I'm type 1 diabetic and I get these leg cramps sometimes. And taking the oral supplement is helping me. But the better way to get magnesium is by letting it go through your skin. So my husband and I, once in a while, we go for these what do they call them? Baths? No. They basically immerse you in a tub full of Epsom salts and water. And you float in it. That's what they're called, floats, I think. And it was fantastic. Like you just lay there and float for 30 minutes or whatever. And that is like one of the best ways to get your magnesium is Epsom salts. I also I gave my mom a pedicure a little while ago. Pedicures are important. She's 81 years old and she needed help with her toes, so gave her a pedicure. And I put Epsom salts in my pedicure bath because at the very least it is getting in the skin and into the body. I can't remember the stats, but there's a fairly high percentage of people who don't have enough magnesium in their system. And this is the best way to get it. So, we're going to be talking about that in the skincare. I don't have it, like, it's in my brain and I need to get it down on paper. I don't have it mapped out all the way yet, but these are the places I want to go with this course. Then level 4 is going to be about exfoliating or removing hair. All right. So there's different ways you can get hair waxed. You can use those epilator things, those things that yank the hair out. I don't care for those, but that's just me. You can shave, there's tweezing, there's threading, there's all these different ways. Even with waxing, there's different types of wax. There's, what's that electrical treatment? Can't remember what it's called right now, but I have one of those downstairs, one of those machines for zapping the hairs. And basically what that does is as you zap the hairs, it's going to go down and give an electrical current to the follicle, which is where the hair grows. If you go back and watch day 1 or day 2, I can't remember. But it will stop that hair from growing. And I don't honestly know exactly how permanent that is. It depends on your body. And some people will have hair that won't grow for quite a while, and then all of a sudden they'll start showing up. With me, I've been waxing for years, and the hairs on my legs have gotten finer and scarcer. I still wax, but I don't have to wax as often. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. This is my body and what's happened with me. I have heard of other people talk about as they wax, it tends to be less and less hair that they have to get waxed. But like I say, that's me. So those are the ones that I want to focus on for now. There will probably be others. I'm not sure what. We can go into like makeup classes and all that beauty stuff, how to put your hair in rollers. Like, I don't know. I think makeup will be one that I want to tackle because a lot of people don't understand about how to apply makeup properly. And I've seen a few companies. I used to not work, I represented a company that was called Mascara, but they're now called Saint. And the reason I love them so much is because they were doing what I was taught in school. And that's about contouring and highlighting and those kind of things. And then you blend it all together. That is the best way to do it. And like I said, I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I'm thinking about getting back into it a little bit. But like I say, I hate washing my face at night like that. I like to just take my Norwex cloth, get it wet, wipe my face down, put some night cream on, go sleep. I don't like the whole, oh, I gotta take off mascara. Ugh, sorry. It's kind of a pain. So here's the deal, okay? I need you, if any of this interests you, if learning how to manage your hair and how to interview a hairstylist, how to find a hairstylist that you're going to love, which if you do that, you're going to love your hair, which will make a world of difference. If you are having issues with your hair, I highly recommend you go through this information that I'm trying to get to people. So here we are, friend. All I need you to do is send me an email. All right. I am going to put it in the comments. We'll see if it goes through. But my email address is tammy@tammygurgas.com. So that is TAMI at TAMIGRGAS.com. I want you to email me and say, hey, can you tell me more about the beta group? Or I'm interested in your beta group, or any of those things. All right. And I'd like to communicate with you whether this would be a good fit for you or not. I would love, like, I want to seriously disrupt the beauty industry because right now I feel like they have a hold on these people who don't really know what they're doing and they're not helping them. There are too many of the younger generation coming out of hair school, cosmetology school, whatever you want to call it, and they're not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are not doing proper consultations. They are not educating their clients. They are not, and it's horrible, horrible. And I didn't even realize this because I I have been doing consultations. I have been educating my customers. These are things that I do and I love to do. But I didn't realize that other people weren't doing that until I had to hunt for a hairstylist myself. And it was then that I realized, whoa, these younger people, because most of them were younger people, um, they aren't doing what they need to do to help people. So I want to be here to help. I want to be the one to help you be able to find your hairstylist and to love your hair. And another thing I want to go into on my course, and I know this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I did try to do quite a while ago through blogging, but I was verbally attacked by a bunch of hairstylists about it, so I chickened out. But I'm not chickening out anymore. I'm beyond that. I want to teach you guys how to color your own hair, how to make the decision what colors, you're doing on your hair. I honestly do not understand a lot of the store brands, but I would like you guys to, let's say you're using a certain store brand and you want to know if it's the right one. Well, I can investigate and look into it. The problem with the store brands for me as a hairstylist, and even a lot of Sally's products, and there's even some brands that are made for the salon that I dislike because of this, they don't tell me what the base of their color is. I need to know. If I've got someone with dark, dark hair and they want to be, like they don't want to be blonde, but they want to be lighter, okay? So they want to take it like a few levels later. Let's say they're a level 3, which is pretty dark, and they want to be a level 5, but they don't want to have red orange in there. Well, that's a very difficult one to um, give them unless you know what your base is of the color you're using. So understanding the color wheel is very important. So if I am looking at canceling out orange, the color blue is going to cancel out orange. So I need a color with a blue base. So, that's something that they don't tell you and is not represented in a lot of color brands that are over the counter type of color brands. And that's something I want to educate you guys about. I want you to know how to look at colors, how to decipher, because, oh my goodness, I've seen some that just, I'm sorry. Like, that's all I can say. I'm sorry you didn't know what you were doing and you did that. Because a lot of people with super dark hair seem to think that they can take an over-the-counter blonde color and their hair will be blonde. Oh no, it's going to be a hot mess. It's going to be orange and gross and oh. Ugh. And then they think if they apply another blonde over top, it'll go lighter, and color does not lift color, and that just doesn't work. And oh my goodness. Then they end up bleaching it, and then it ends up falling out, and they end up being one of those people on Brad Mondo's. I love Brad Mondo. Nothing against him. He's a smart young man. I don't know how to do those kind of things that he does on Facebook. I'd love to figure it out sometime because sometimes it's hilarious. But it's just sad sometimes. It's like, oh man, why don't you people get it? Like, investigate. It's not hard to find this stuff online anymore. Sorry, a little bit of a rant there. So yeah, again, if you are interested, I'm going to put my email address. And I'm actually going to put a second one here, just in case the first one, because the first one I just set up. Sorry, HEI. And that's TAMI at TAMIGRGAS at, oh no, .com, .com. So that's that one there. And then the other one is going to be my personal email. That's my business email right now. And I am having that forwarded to my personal email, but I have to look into it and see. I have issues with figuring out all the background stuff that needs to be done for emails to work. Like, you have to depend on all these things that you do in technology that it's going to do what you need it to do. And my email firing is not working right now, so I need to go back and reset everything. So anyways, so my email address that is personal is Tammy Gergas, TAMIGRGAS @gmail.com. And whatever you want to say in the email is fine. Just put in the title beta group. All right. Because I get a lot of stinking emails and I need to see beta group in the title so that it catches my attention. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys get as many emails as I do, but whew, sometimes it's overwhelming. Well, a lot of times. So those are my two emails. You can try both at the same time. It's up to you. It's up to you. I am going to close for today and I'm going to keep fishing for more beta testers. I want to get at a minimum a group of 20 women to be in my beta group, my first beta group, first one. Yeah. And then next will be beta 2, I guess. I don't know. Figuring all this stuff out. So let me help you, please. And if you know of somebody I can help, please send them my way. I'd love to help them out. That might be a hard conversation, though, if they don't understand that they don't know what they're doing with their hair. So, I don't know. Maybe just share my video with them or something. Let them figure out if they need or want the help. Oh, my phone just went off. Okay, gotta get going here. Love y'all. Thank you for checking out my challenge. I hope to see you in the next one. Hope to see you in my beta group. Thank you. Bye.